Hello everyone, welcome back to Escape Roots Yoga. I'm Jody Scaro. Today we are doing a deep stretch. I have a tea and we're going to be taking today pretty slow. So if you want to kind of cozy in, pause the video and get ready for a little date with yourself, that would be awesome. Once you're ready, let's just come into a seated position. We'll start by closing the eyes, sitting up nice and tall. Just giving yourself a moment to come into that yoga space. To find a connection with your breath. And when you're ready, let's inhale and bring both arms up overhead. Exhale, interlace the fingers, turn the palms away from you, so up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift a little taller. Exhale, let's curl forward. So finding a cat back, tucking the chin down towards the chest. And then just move the arms around here. So maybe lifting up and down. Noticing all those little tiny muscles in your shoulder and your back. Great. And then if your weight is kind of sent backwards as you're contracting, see if you can kind of pull yourself forward, still keep contracting, and then do the same thing with your shoulders up here. Awesome. When you're ready, just inhale, bring your hands back behind you, open the chest, take a little bend in the elbows. And we're going to take 5 breaths here with an open chest. Nice work. Come back up to the middle. Take both your hands behind your head. Inhale here. And then exhale. We're going to take the left elbow down towards the right knee. And then come back up. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale. We'll take the right hand down to the floor. Exhale, left elbow towards right knee. Bending, using the hand for support. Kind of getting a little bit more into your stretch this time. Inhale, come back up. Switch hands, left hand to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. Switch. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Switch. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, twist to your right. Keeping those hips even. Trying to relax your inner thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, try to twist a little bit more. And then unwind. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, other side. Relaxing the inner thighs. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale here. Exhale, twist more. Inhale here. And exhale, begin to unwind. Nicely done. From here, we're going to take our left foot and just place it on top of the right leg. We're coming into a double pigeon. I know it's a little early in the practice for this, so if you just want to sit in double pigeon, that's fine. If you want a little more, you can begin to work your way forwards, coming into maybe an elbows on the floor position. Maybe you have a block under your face. And we'll just be here for about 10 breaths. If you notice the mind wandering, try to bring it back. Breathing into your left hip, noticing sensation. allowing yourself to relax a little bit more. And then go ahead and walk those hands back up. From here, we're going to take the left leg, swing it back around behind you, coming into your half pigeon. Never really understood why you have one called double and one called half. I don't know where the single pigeon is, but that's okay. Come down to your elbows if you can. And just notice how this changes the stretch a little bit. We only moved one leg, but now there's way more activation in the right leg than there was previously. Try to find some calm in the face. And walk the hands back in. Good job. From here, take your back leg, your left leg, swing it around so it's in front of you, and place your right foot up super high on your inner thigh. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, lean your way forwards. Once again, we are early in the practice, so if you want a little bend in that left knee, that might be super helpful. We're trying to lengthen the right side body and maybe shorten the left. Do your best to hold still. Keep your gaze still. Beautiful. Begin to walk those hands back up. We're going to pick up the right leg here, and we're going to take a Marichyasana. So the right hip does not have to be on the floor. Let's inhale the right arm up. Exhale as you reach it forwards. Internally rotate the arm so thumb turns down, and then reach around that knee. Maybe eventually grabbing the wrist. Breathe here. Let your head hang heavy. Feel the neck lengthening, the back expanding, the shoulders spreading. And when you're ready, just fall back on that right hip. We're going to extend the right leg forwards, grab hold of the outer edge of the right foot, and come into a twist. Feeling your calves, backs of the legs waking up. Gaze is towards the back arm or towards the front hand. Doesn't matter which one you choose, just pick one. And drishti is so important for us because it actually allows us some sort of reference point for focus. So if you're kind of looking around, there's always new stimulus, and the brain is always finding new things to think about, new thoughts to tell you about. But if we kind of hold some stillness with the gaze, the mind becomes a little bit quieter. Release this right leg. We're going to cross it over the left and come into this familiar twist, commonly seen in the 26 and 2 series. We're going to stay here if that feels good. If you want to take the elbow to the outer edge of the right knee and find a little more of a twist, that's fine. And if you also want to take the left arm through the window of the legs, right arm behind the back, that is okay as well. We're just hugging the right knee in towards the left ribs. And gaze can go once again over the right shoulder or over the left, but pick one and stay. We're going to take the legs a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Knees are bent. And we're just going to slump forwards here. Maybe the elbows come to the mat, but the chin is drawing towards the chest. The head is heavy here. Maybe you're noticing some length developing in the neck, the upper back. Beautifully done. Don't worry if that felt really good. We will do it again. Just take a moment with yourself, either with your tea or just with your silence. Okay, it's time for the other side. So let's come into double pigeon. Left leg's gonna be on the bottom, right leg on the top. We'll sit up nice and tall. And once again, if this is all you're able or willing to put your body through today, that's fine. If you want to kind of walk your way down, that is okay as well. Something that might help you kind of feel this pose more authentically is if you focus on pulling your right hip crease back. Now that does make it quite a bit more intense for myself. If you feel the same, it's okay to kind of release that for a few moments until you're kind of feeling the pose, feeling a little better in it. Keep lengthening your exhale. Try to allow yourself to soften into this pose a little bit more. You don't need to fight. You can surrender. And when you're ready, walk those hands back in. Swing the right leg back behind you. We find pigeon, or half pigeon, as some say. Still up for debate. And then work your way forwards into a sleeping pigeon, or stay as you are. Begin to work your way out of this pose. And then swing the right leg around in front. We'll take the left leg up nice and high to the inner thigh. Reach up nice and tall. Exhale, pull your way forwards, leaning over the right leg once again, trying to lengthen the left side body. So getting more of the belly on the thigh, on the knee. And then begin to walk those hands back in. We're going to pick up the left leg now, coming into Marichyasana. Left arm reaches up. Exhale, reach forwards, turn the thumb down, and then we're going to come into a bind behind the back and drop the head down towards the knee. If you're feeling this in the hamstring, that's okay. If you're feeling this in the upper back, that's okay. If you're feeling it in the neck, the shoulders, all of these things are okay. Something that I like to do here kind of goes against my fight against fidgeting, but if you want to move the head around a little bit, sometimes you can find a really nice spot with a little extra stretch to it. Beautifully done. Begin to work your way out of this pose. We're going to grab the outer edge of the left foot and reach your left arm back behind you. Coming into a nice big twist. And just noticing whatever sensation's going on in your body right now. Trying to keep the gaze still. Finding some focus. And then begin to come out. We're going to bend the bottom knee, cross the left leg over the right, and then come into a little twist. And same thing with the heads. You can look forwards or backwards, but do pick somewhere and stay with it. If one side is not the same as the other, please know that's fine. And begin to work your way out. Nicely done. Legs are going to come wide again, and we'll lean forwards. Elbows may be coming down to the mat, chin dropping down to the chest. If you want a little bit of extra push here, you can interlace the hands and just bring them kind of to the nape of the neck, but a little higher. And just allow yourself to lengthen, to stretch. All of these little muscles that we often hold so tight when we try to have that good, correct posture, they say. And then begin to work your way out. Bring your feet together. We'll flex the feet. You can move the fleshy bit of your hips out of the way. If you don't think that's correct, as there is some debate in the yoga community, you can just not do that, and we don't have to talk about it. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, lean your way forwards. And we'll come into Paschimottanasana. You can take your 2-piece fingers around the big toes if you want, or you can just kind of lazily have them down by the side. And either one is fine. Either one is good. And begin to work your hands back in. Awesome. We are just going to come down onto our backs. I will turn sideways so you can see. We're going to bring the arms out into a T and let the legs open out into a middle split. And we're trying to just relax the legs here. If you do want a little bit of support, you can place some blocks under your legs, or maybe your hands will be enough help here. If you are rather flexible and open, you can just leave the legs by themselves as well, whatever works for you. We'll only be here for about 10 breaths. Be still. Nice. And then just flex your feet, bring some activation into the legs, engage the pelvic floor, and then bring the legs together nice and slow. We're going to cross the right leg in front of the left. We'll bend the knees and then reach our two-piece fingers for the big toes. And we're bending, coming down into cow's face pose on our backs. So the closer the knees are to the chest here, and the lower the tailbone is to the ground, the more stretch, the more opening you're going to get. One last hug, squeeze. Open those legs back up. Go back to your big middle split. Bring the legs back together. Left leg crosses over right. This time we bend the knees and we come into a supine or supta gomukhasana. Tailbone sinks low, knees pull towards the chest. And release. Let's make our way down onto our backs into a supine twist. You can take whatever twist you would like. I'm going to take a figure 4, but just letting the knees drop over to the side. You can take whatever feels good for you. Just finishing off your practice today. Go ahead and switch sides when you're ready. I don't know about you guys, but I think my hips really needed this, and I didn't know. So one of the great things about taking a bunch of different styles of yoga classes is you're never going to kind of run into the problem of having repeat injuries from always doing the same poses, and you always find new parts of your body that would maybe feel really good with some opening, or maybe you actually need some opening. When you're ready, you can come into Savasana. Option also to just take a brief meditation instead of your Savasana. I will bring you through it. I will bring you out. Allow yourself to be okay with being still and being quiet. And just begin to notice how your body's feeling. Begin to notice the sounds outside the room. And begin to listen closely for sounds inside the room. And then draw your awareness even smaller into the body. Noticing any sounds or movements or sensations in your own body. And then begin to close your practice with me, either coming to a seated position or staying as you are. If you'd like, you can bring your hands to heart center. Eyes can close. Just take a moment by yourself to appreciate this ancient practice of yoga, this practice that has brought you to the sensations that you're currently feeling. The highest in me bows to the highest in each and every one of you. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. I'll see you soon.